me welcome Annette Asher. She is the CEO of Glenner Memory Care Centers, and she's going to tell us more about what her company does. And coming up, we're going to actually take a little tour and see how Glenner Memory Care Centers really impacts people who are living with dementia. First of all, let me start off by saying hello, Annette. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you so much for being here.
We appreciate being here.
So memory care is a really big issue for a lot of people, especially as grandma, grandpa, mom, and dad start to get older. Take us to the beginning of the Glenner Memory Care Centers, because I know there's a really terrific story as to how it got started.
Okay. It got started about 31 years ago by Dr. George Glenner, who was an MD and a pathologist researching Alzheimer's at the UCSD School of Medicine. And he has a passion about this whole insidious disease of Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. And at that time, they got a phone call, 2 o'clock in the morning, from one of his patients, the husband of one of his patients, who said, "Dr. Glenner, I can't take this anymore. I'm not coping. I'm depressed. I don't know what to do with my wife, who has very severe Alzheimer's, and I'm giving up. So I'm going to end her life and end mine."
And Dr. Glenner, as I understand the story goes, very much talked that gentleman, who was the husband of the Alzheimer's patient, off the ledge.
Off the ledge.
And really, that's the beginning of the Glenner Memory Care Center, right? Amazing, because we think of dementia and I guess advanced Alzheimer's. There's kind of a, I hate to say it, but is there a negative connotation, a denial, if you will, about it, right? What do you do with grandma or grandpa? Do you sit them in front of the TV all day and just keep bringing them food and just sort of have them in that little prison?
And that's how it was. 30 years ago, people really didn't understand what Alzheimer's is. It was kind of like what alcoholism was back in the 70s, and then AA came along, and people got educated and understood alcoholism is a disease. There's therapy and treatments for it. And I think that's the stage we're at now in this decade, is learning this is a disease. It's an insidious disease. It's going to happen as we age. We're hitting this silver tsunami. Millions are over 65 years old, and if they are either struggling with other illnesses, if a heart attack doesn't get them, cancer doesn't get them, or high blood pressure, they're likely to get some form of dementia.
But you know what I've always experienced in friends and family who've had to deal with issues like these, it's not just the person who has dementia or Alzheimer's. Right. It's the family and the toll that it takes on the family, right?
Correct. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear and denial. So many times they do put grandpa in the back bedroom. Oh, he's just a little senile. Oh, he's just a little forgetful. Yeah. And they're not prepared to face what is really happening, that this is a real thing. And so our goal is to educate the community and to involve the families and work with the clinical community to really bring us all together and coalesce of what it is, what are the signs and symptoms. There are clearly about 10 different signs of how you can start identifying, oh, you know, my mom always loses her keys now. She can't remember how to put the spaghetti sauce recipe together anymore. She can find the ingredients, but doesn't know what to do next. So they start losing those 1-2 pieces of regular adult daily living routines. Yeah. And today we're going to experience some of that firsthand for you.
I look forward to it, and we'll do it here in just a second. And I think the thing is, we need to look for these signs.
Yes.
And we need to know that there's help.
Yes.
I don't know that there's a cure per se, but there's a better way to live, right? And that's where you guys come in?
Can I share? Yeah, that is where we come in, because for 30 years we've been providing adult day services, adult daycare. And this is where the loved one who has some form of dementia, most likely Alzheimer's, comes and spends the day with us. We nurture them. We have so many exercises and programs to exercise their bodies, exercise their cognitive functions, feed them well, and sing and dance and music.
Do they enjoy themselves? I mean, are they
Yes.
are they angry to be there, or are they happy to be there?
At first, there's a level of fear, but once they realize we have no beds in our centers, you're not being institutionalized.
Right.
These are home, cozy cottages, and so they come and come and learn to make friends, and the socialization component is really key. We have World War veterans from the Korean War, from survivors from Pearl Harbor, and they can talk to each other and have a connection, a human connection.
Yeah, it's really a great thing to hear about. Let's come over here to our demo area.
Yeah.
And let's take a look, because we got about 2 minutes to go here, and I'm getting up here, by the way. I'm getting up and I'm walking over, just so you know. We've got these ladies over here. Now, am I supposed to take a seat right here? Yes. Hi, guys. How are you? Hi. So tell me, what are we doing?
So what we are doing, we are going to give you, and especially as a family member who does understand the impact of Alzheimer's, we want to help train family members to have that experience of what it's like. Because many times the primary family caregiver gets very frustrated. They get impatient. Mom, I've told you that 15 times. And anger and just the intolerance.
Sure.
And Mom doesn't remember.
Right, of
she
course.
doesn't know.
All right, so what are we going to do here?
So you're going to experience what Mom, Grandma really feels like.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do it.
We're going to garb you up.
Okay.
You're going to wear goggles that impair your vision.
Okay, just so you know, I'm wearing a ton of makeup right now, so get ready, because this makeup's coming off on everything you guys
You're
have.
going to look really good.
All right.
And then we're going to put gloves on your hands, because as we age, we get neuropathy. Our dexterity and our ability to touch and feel goes away.
Okay, I'm going in. Ooh.
Also, hearing.
Yeah, I'm seeing like 10 of everything.
There you go. And you're having dots in the middle of your vision that you can't see anything.
All right, you're going to
also, a typical Alzheimer's.
Finish putting it on.
Okay, I've got the gloves on. Okay,
Yeah.
I see that the 2 fingers are connected. Okay. And then the fingers over here are connected. Okay. So now I've only got use of about 6 of my 10 fingers.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is normal.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And
I can barely see
many
anything.
shake.
Right.
You know, and lifting a fork.
Yeah, I can't see too well.
Right. And then your hearing goes. You're not comprehending.
Oh my God! You
there
guys
you
have just
go.
put something on me that's really super loud.
Super loud.
Yeah.
and
So I can barely
interfering.
see you. I can barely hear you, and I can't. Wow.
And this is the life of an Alzheimer's patient.
Oh, my goodness.
24 hours a day.
I don't know what you just said, but yeah, this
Right.
is yeah.
So.
Wow, you know, I think if people had more sensitivity to what these folks were feeling and experiencing, I had no idea. Well, I would just say this: if you are experiencing it, let me take these off. If
Okay.
you are experiencing anything like this, for Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, Glenner Memory Care Centers, just maybe a website and people can reach you.
Glenner.org, GLENNER.org. We are a nonprofit charity. We have 3 centers in the county, and we provide free support groups for the families so they can learn tools and coping mechanisms and understand the disease process much better and have a support system of friends.